The discovery. The vast expanse of space stretched out before Dr. Elara Vance as she gazed through the reinforced viewport of the research vessel Nebula Seeker. Stars twinkled in the distance, each a potential host to undiscovered worlds teeming with life. Elara's heart raced with anticipation, her emerald eyes reflecting the cosmic dance of celestial bodies. As the lead xenobiologist on this groundbreaking mission, Elara had dedicated her life to the pursuit of extraterrestrial life. Years of study, countless nights poring over data, and an unwavering belief in the existence of alien civilizations had led her to this moment. The Nebula Seeker, humanity's most advanced deep space exploration vessel, carried the hopes and dreams of billions back on Earth. Elara's reverie was interrupted by the sharp ping of an incoming transmission. She turned to face a holographic display, her copper-red hair swaying with the movement. Captain Zara Chen's face materialized, her expression a mix of excitement and concern. "Dr. Vance, we've detected an anomaly. You need to see this," Captain Chen said, her voice tinged with urgency. Without hesitation, Elara made her way to the bridge, her footsteps echoing through the metallic corridors. As she entered, the air buzzed with nervous energy. The crew, a diverse group of Earth's finest scientists and explorers, huddled around the main console. "What have we found?" Elara asked, her voice steady despite the rising tide of excitement within her. Captain Chen gestured to the central holographic display. "We've picked up a signal, unlike anything we've ever encountered. It's emanating from a planet in an uncharted system, just at the edge of our long-range sensors." Elara leaned in, studying the data scrolling across the screen. The signal pulsed with an otherworldly rhythm, its pattern too complex to be natural, yet too alien to be of human origin. Her mind raced with possibilities. "This is it," she whispered, more to herself than to the crew. "This is what we've been searching for." The decision was unanimous. The Nebula Seeker altered its course, venturing into the unknown reaches of space. As they approached the mysterious planet, Elara led the preparations for their expedition. Every piece of equipment was checked and rechecked, every protocol reviewed. Days turned into weeks as they journeyed towards their destination. Elara spent her time analyzing the signal, attempting to decipher its meaning. The more she studied it, the more convinced she became that they were on the brink of a discovery that would change the course of human history. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity, the alien world came into view. It hung in space like a jewel, its surface a swirling mix of deep purples and vibrant greens. Clouds of bioluminescent particles danced in its atmosphere, creating a breathtaking display of light and color. As the Nebula Seeker entered orbit, Elara felt a sense of profound connection to this alien world. It called to her in ways she couldn't explain, stirring something deep within her soul. She knew, with unwavering certainty, that her life's work had led her to this moment. The landing party, led by Elara and Captain Chen, boarded the sleek exploration shuttle. As they descended through the planet's atmosphere, Elara's heart pounded in her chest. Years of training couldn't have prepared her for the raw emotion of this moment. With a gentle thud, the shuttle touched down on the alien soil. Elara took a deep breath, savoring the moment before donning her exosuit helmet. As the airlock hissed open, she stepped out onto a world untouched by human feet. The landscape that greeted them was beyond anything they could have imagined. Towering structures that seemed to be a hybrid of crystal and organic matter stretched towards the sky. The ground beneath their feet pulsed with an inner light, responding to their presence. Elara activated her suit's sensors, collecting data on the environment. The air was thick with exotic particles, and the gravity was slightly lower than Earth's. But it was the life forms that truly captured her attention. Creatures that defied classification moved through the crystalline forests. Some floated on the air currents, their bodies translucent and ever-changing. Others burrowed through the luminescent soil, leaving trails of light in their wake. Every movement, every interaction seemed to be part of a greater, harmonious whole. As the team ventured further from the landing site, Ilara felt a growing sense of wonder and unease. The beauty of this world was undeniable, but there was something else, a presence that seemed to watch their every move. Dr. Vance called out Dr. Yuki Tanaka, the team's geologist. "You need to see this." Ilara made her way to where Yuki stood, her eyes widening at the sight before her. A massive structure, clearly artificial, rose from the ground. Its surface was covered in intricate patterns that seemed to shift and change as they watched. "It's the source of the signal," Ilara breathed, her voice filled with awe. As they approached the structure, the patterns began to glow with increasing intensity. The ground beneath their feet trembled, and the air itself seemed to vibrate with energy. Suddenly, a beam of light shot out from the structure, enveloping Ilara. She gasped as a flood of images and sensations overwhelmed her mind. Visions of an ancient civilization, of cosmic wonders, and of a looming threat filled her consciousness. As quickly as it began, the light receded. Ilara fell to her knees, her body trembling from the experience. The rest of the team rushed to her side, their voices a distant murmur as she struggled to process what she had seen. "Ilara, are you all right?" Captain Chen's voice cut through the haze. Slowly, Ilara raised her head, her eyes shimmering with an otherworldly light. "I'm fine," she said, her voice stronger than she felt. "But everything has changed. We're not alone in the universe, and we have so much to learn." As the team helped her to her feet, Ilara knew that this was only the beginning. The discovery they had made would reshape humanity's understanding of the cosmos. But with this knowledge came a heavy burden, a responsibility to protect not just their own world, but the intricate tapestry of life that spanned the stars. The alien world had welcomed them, shared its secrets, and in doing so, had set them on a path that would test the very limits of human potential. As the twin suns of this strange system began to set, painting the sky in hues of lavender and gold, Ilara Vance stood at the threshold of a new era for humanity. Little did she know that the true test of their species' courage, compassion, and creativity was yet to come. The stars had beckoned, and humanity had answered. Now they would have to prove themselves worthy of the cosmic stage upon which they found themselves. As the exploration team made camp for the night, the alien structure continued to pulse with energy, a silent sentinel guarding the secrets of a universe far grander and more perilous than they had ever imagined. The first chapter of humanity's greatest adventure had begun, written in the light of distant stars and the courage of those who dared to reach for them. The awakening. As the alien world's twin suns rose, bathing the crystalline landscape in a soft, ethereal glow, Dr. Ilara Vance stood at the entrance of their makeshift base camp. The events of the previous day still swirled in her mind, a kaleidoscope of images and sensations that defied explanation. She took a deep breath, the filtered air of her exosuit carrying a faint, sweet scent that reminded her of Earth's springtime. "Are you sure you're up for this?" Captain Chen's voice crackled through the comm system, concern evident in her tone. Ilara turned to face her colleague and friend. "I've never been more ready for anything in my life, Zara," she replied, her voice filled with determination. "Whatever that structure showed me, it's just the beginning. We need to understand it." With a nod, Captain Chen signaled to the rest of the team. They moved out in formation, their exosuits gleaming in the alien sunlight as they approached the massive structure that had changed everything the day before. As they drew closer, Ilara felt a familiar tingling sensation at the base of her skull. The intricate patterns on the structure's surface began to shift and pulse, responding to their presence, or perhaps, she realized with a start, responding to her. Dr. Yuki Tanaka approached one of the walls, her senses scanning the ever-changing surface. "The energy readings are off the charts," she reported, excitement evident in her voice. "It's like the whole structure is alive." Ilara placed her hand on the surface, and suddenly, the world around her fell away. She found herself in a vast chamber, surrounded by holographic displays showing star systems and galaxies. Ghostly figures moved around her, their forms translucent and ethereal. "Ilara, can you hear me?" Captain Chen's voice seemed to come from a great distance. With effort, Ilara pulled herself back to reality. She blinked, finding herself still standing outside the structure, her hand pressed against its surface. "I'm okay," she gasped, "but I think I know how to get inside." Following Ilara's instructions, the team located a hidden entrance. As they stepped inside, the interior of the structure came to life. Holographic displays sprang into existence, filling the air with swirling galaxies and alien text. "It's some kind of repository," Ilara breathed, her eyes wide with wonder. A record of an ancient civilization that spanned the stars. As the team spread out to explore, Ilara found herself drawn to a central pedestal. Atop it sat a small crystalline object that pulsed with an inner light. Without thinking, she reached out and touched it. The world exploded into light and sound. Ilara felt as if her consciousness was being stretched across the cosmos, touching the minds of 1 billion alien beings. Knowledge flooded into her, the history of a species that had achieved wonders beyond human comprehension, their triumphs and their ultimate fall. When the vision faded, Ilara found herself on her knees, the crystalline object clutched tightly in her hands. The rest of the team surrounded her, their faces masks of concern behind their visors. "What happened?" Dr. Tanaka asked, helping Ilara to her feet. Ilara looked down at the object in her hands, then back up at her teammates. "We found more than just evidence of alien life," she said, her voice filled with awe and a hint of fear. "We found the key to unlocking the secrets of the universe." Over the next few days, Ilara and the team worked tirelessly to understand the alien technology. The crystalline object, which they began to call the cosmic key, seemed to be a repository of knowledge and power beyond their wildest dreams. As Ilara worked with the key, she began to notice changes in herself. Her mind seemed sharper, able to process information at an incredible speed. She found she could manipulate the alien technology with ease, as if it was an extension of her own body. But with these new abilities came unsettling visions. Ilara saw glimpses of a vast, dark fleet moving through the cosmos, consuming worlds in its wake. She knew, with a certainty that chilled her to her core, that this threat was real, and it was coming. One night, as the team gathered to discuss their findings, alarms blared throughout the base camp. Captain Chen rushed to the communication array, her face paling as she read the incoming transmission. "It's from Earth," she said, her voice tight with tension. "They've detected multiple objects entering the solar system at impossible speeds. Whatever's coming, it'll reach Earth in a matter of days." The team looked to Ilara, their eyes filled with a mixture of hope and fear. She clutched the cosmic key, feeling its power pulse in sync with her racing heart. "We need to go back," she said, her voice steady despite the weight of responsibility settling on her shoulders. "Earth needs to be warned, and this," she held up the key, "might be our only hope." As the team rushed to prepare for their departure, Ilara took one last look at the alien world that had changed everything. The crystalline forests shimmered in the starlight, a silent reminder of the wonders and dangers that awaited humanity among the stars. The journey back to Earth was tense, filled with frantic preparations and attempts to understand the power of the cosmic key. Ilara spent hours in deep meditation, allowing the alien knowledge to flow through her mind. With each passing moment, she felt herself changing, becoming something more than human. As they approached Earth, the true scale of the threat became clear. The dark fleet that Ilara had seen in her visions was real, and it was massive. Thousands of ships, each larger than anything humanity had ever built, hung in space just beyond the moon's orbit. "How do we fight something like that?" Dr. Tanaka whispered, her voice filled with despair as they watched the fleet on the Nebula Seeker's view screens. Ilara stood, the cosmic key glowing in her hands. "We fight it with knowledge," she said, her eyes shimmering with an otherworldly light. "We fight it with the power of a civilization that spanned the stars. We fight it together." As the Nebula Seeker descended towards Earth, Ilara felt the weight of humanity's fate resting on her shoulders. The alien technology pulsed with power, responding to her will. She knew that the coming days would test humanity in ways they had never been tested before. But as she looked at her team, at the determination in their eyes and the strength of their spirits, Ilara felt a glimmer of hope. Humanity had reached for the stars and found both wonder and peril. Now, they would have to prove that they were worthy of the cosmic legacy they had uncovered. The final battle for Earth's survival was about to begin, and Ilara Vance, once a simple xenobiologist, now stood as humanity's best hope for survival. As the ship broke through Earth's atmosphere, she silently vowed to protect her home, no matter the cost. Little did she know that the true test of her newfound powers and humanity's resilience was yet to come. The stars had brought both gifts and challenges, and now it was time for Earth to rise to meet its cosmic destiny. The convergence. The Nebula Seeker touched down on the landing pad at the United Earth Defense Headquarters, its hull still vibrating from the turbulent re-entry. As the airlock hissed open, Dr. Ilara Vance stepped out, the cosmic key pulsing gently in her hands. The air was thick with tension, and the sky above was dotted with military spacecraft preparing for the imminent confrontation. General Adebayo, the head of Earth's unified defense forces, strode forward to meet them. His face was a mask of controlled worry. "Dr. Vance, Captain Chen, we've been monitoring your approach. The situation is dire. What have you brought us?" Ilara held up the cosmic key, its soft glow casting ethereal patterns on their faces. "Hope, General, and perhaps our only chance of survival." Within hours, Ilara found herself addressing the United Earth Council, a hastily assembled group of world leaders and scientific experts. As she spoke of their discoveries, of the ancient civilization and the power of the cosmic key, she could see the mix of awe and skepticism on their faces. "With all due respect, Dr. Vance," one of the council members interjected, "how can we trust that this alien technology won't simply destroy us all?" Ilara took a deep breath, feeling the energy of the key resonating within her. "Because it's already changing me," she said, her voice steady. "I can feel its power, its knowledge. It's not a weapon, it's a tool, one that can unite us in ways we've never imagined." As if in response to her words, the cosmic key flared brightly. Holographic displays sprang to life around the room, showing schematics for advanced defense systems and energy shields. The council members gasped in astonishment. "This is how we fight," Ilara continued, her eyes gleaming with determination. "Not just with technology, but with unity. The civilization that created this faced threats we can barely comprehend. They survived by standing together, by combining their knowledge and strength. We must do the same." Over the next few days, as the alien fleet drew ever closer, Earth became a hive of frenzied activity. Guided by Ilara and the knowledge imparted by the cosmic key, scientists and engineers worked around the clock to implement the new defensive technologies. But Ilara knew that technology alone wouldn't be enough. As she delved deeper into the power of the key, she began to understand its true purpose. It wasn't just a repository of knowledge, it was a conduit, a way to connect minds across vast distances. In a bold move, Ilara proposed a radical plan to the world's leaders. "We need to link minds," she explained, her voice filled with urgency. "Not just a few of us, but everyone. The power of the cosmic key can amplify our collective consciousness, allowing us to act as one." The proposal was met with skepticism and fear, but as the first wave of the alien fleet entered Earth's atmosphere, desperation won out. In a global broadcast, Ilara explained the plan to the world's population. "This is our moment," she said, her eyes blazing with intensity. "To stand together, to prove that humanity is ready to take its place among the stars." As the alien ships descended, their hulls gleaming with an ominous light, millions around the world closed their eyes and opened their minds. Ilara stood atop the defense headquarters, the cosmic key held high above her head. Its glow intensified, spreading out in waves that washed over the planet. Suddenly, Ilara felt her consciousness expand, touching the minds of billions. She felt their fear, their hope, their determination, and through it all, she felt an overwhelming sense of unity. The alien fleet opened fire, their energy weapons lighting up the sky. But where their blasts struck, they met shimmering shields of pure energy, manifestations of humanity's collective will. Ilara's voice, amplified by the power of the cosmic key, resonated in the minds of every human on Earth. Together, she called out, "Push them back." As one, humanity pushed. Beams of energy, born from the combined power of billions of minds working in harmony, lanced out towards the alien ships. The invaders, faced with a resistance unlike anything they had encountered before, began to falter. But victory came at a cost. Ilara could feel the strain on her body and mind as she channeled the immense power of humanity's collective consciousness. She knew that maintaining this connection for too long would destroy her. In a final, desperate gambit, Ilara reached out with her mind, touching the consciousness of the alien fleet itself. She felt their surprise, their fear, and underneath it all, a glimmer of something else: recognition. With the last of her strength, Ilara sent a message, not of hatred or defiance, but of understanding. Images of Earth's beauty, of humanity's potential, of the wonders they had discovered among the stars. She shared it all. For a moment that seemed to stretch into eternity, there was silence. Then, slowly, the alien fleet began to retreat. Their weapons powered down, and their ships turned away from Earth. As the connection faded and Ilara collapsed to her knees, exhausted but triumphant, she understood. The aliens hadn't come to destroy, but to test. Humanity had proven itself worthy of the cosmic legacy left behind by the ancient civilization. In the days that followed, as Earth celebrated its survival and unity, Ilara worked tirelessly to understand the messages left behind by the retreating alien fleet. They spoke of a galactic community, of wonders beyond imagination, and of challenges that would require the combined efforts of multiple species to overcome. Standing before the United Earth Council once more, Ilara's eyes shone with the light of new possibilities. "We've taken our first steps into a larger universe," she said, her voice filled with hope and determination. "We've proven our worth, not through violence, but through unity and understanding. Now we have a chance to join something greater than ourselves, to explore and grow in ways we never thought possible." As she spoke, the cosmic key pulsed gently in her hands, a reminder of the journey that had brought them to this point and a beacon guiding them towards a future among the stars. Humanity had faced its greatest challenge and emerged stronger, more united, and ready to take its place in the cosmic community. The dawn of a new era had begun, one filled with endless possibilities and the promise of adventures yet to come. And at the heart of it all stood Ilara Vance, once a simple xenobiologist, now the bridge between humanity and the vast, wondrous universe that awaited them. As the council chamber erupted in applause and cheers, Ilara looked out at the faces of Earth's leaders, seeing in them the same sense of wonder and determination that had driven her to reach for the stars. She knew that whatever challenges lay ahead, humanity would face them together, united by their shared experience and the knowledge that they were part of something far greater than themselves. The journey that had begun on a distant alien world had transformed not just Ilara, but all of humanity. As they stood on the threshold of a new cosmic age, the future stretched out before them, as vast and full of possibility as the star-filled sky above.